Okay, Assalamualaikum and morning. Okay, thank you for taking the time to join this interview session for today. So, how are you feeling today?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Today I feel so excited. What about you all?
I'm happy to be here for sharing our experience to our friends all there.
Okay, that's great to hear. So before we begin, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Ain, and I'm conducting this interview as a part of study on the cross-cultural experience of Indonesian students who have participated in inbound program in Malaysia. So this goal of this session is to understand how you adapt to Malaysian culture, your academic and social experience, and what you have learned from this exchange. So this will be a casual and open conversation. So feel free to share your honest thought and experience. Okay, are you ready to begin?
Yes,
Yes,
we're
ready.
Okay, so great. To start, okay, can you introduce yourself first and tell us a little about your background?
Okay,
So-
sure. My name is Yulia Andrawati and I am from UNES, majoring in accounting education. And this is my friends, Sausan and Zia. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Yulia. My name is Hafida Sausan Sahila. My major in UNES is Economic Development.
Okay.
And I am Zia. My major in English is Office Administration Education.
All right. Okay. So what motivate you to join the inbound program in Malaysia, especially in UITM campus Bandaraya Melaka?
Oh, this is so interesting question.
Uh,
So I joined this program because I want to get a new experience studying abroad. And I see that Malaysian was the best choice because our culture is similar and of course the quality of study here was very good.
right.
What about
Okay, so
you?
how about
Okay.
Southside?
I also saw it as an opportunity to expand my academic and social network and social environment.
For me, to expand my insight and increase my knowledge.
All right. Okay. So speaking about similarity, what aspect of Malaysian culture did you find familiar to Indonesia?
Okay, maybe I will answer it, yeah.
Uh,
I think there's quite a few. The strong family values and the importance of religion in daily life, and even the food here was so familiar with Indonesians. Many dishes just like nasi
all
lemak,
right.
rendang, and are common in both countries. And another one is bahasa Indonesians and the Malay's language that
Bahasa
is
Melayu?
bahasa Melayu. I think they're quite similar with Indonesia, so our communication is easier here.
Okay. So how about you?
Do you have a same opinion just like me?
In Malaysia,
Yeah.
Do you have so? I like the food here and the language. What about you? Do you agree with it?
yes, I agree with about your opinion.
Okay, that's true. Okay, but despite this similarity, what is the most cultural differences that you see?
In my opinions, one of the biggest difference is the way to people communications. So Malaysians tends to more reserved and direct compare of Indonesians who use more indirect and polite speech. Also, I noticed that in Malaysians, people tends to be more punctual and quiet. Culture is, I think, it's take more seriously.
All right. Okay, that is interesting observation. Okay.
Yes.
So how do you adapt these differences?
So I start my observations from how Malaysians interact and adjust my way to speaking accordingly. And I also make sure to be more functional for meetings as any university events here. Whenever I was unsure about something, I will ask my Malaysian friends from here about any clarification about my language.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Yula. So maybe we
Okay.
move into the south side for the next question. Okay. So let's talk about your academic experience. So how does this education system in especially UITM, okay, compared to UNES University?
Okay.
Uh,
The system education in Malaysia, especially in UITM, the education system encourages more independent learning, and in UITM, students are expected to engage in discussion and conduct their own research. Okay, for in Indonesia, especially in my university, Universitas Negeri Semarang, the learning process is a bit more structured with lectures playing a bigger role in building students.
Right. Okay. So the interesting. Okay. So did you find it challenging to adjust to the academic environment?
Okay, yes.
Ah.
Because this is my first
Mhm.
experience, so I had to get used to the coursework structure and emphasis in student participation. For group project were also a big part of my learning experience because we push this is push me to improve my collaboration and problem solving skills.
All right. Okay. Good answer. Okay. How did Malaysian student and lecturer interact with you as international student? Are
Uh,
they good to you?
yes, for in UITM, the students are very helpful me, and the lecturers also very helpful for me and my friends, and most of them were welcoming talk at first. There was a bit of a gap between local and international student, but after working together on assignment and participation in university event, I met a lot of friends in UITM campus.
All right. Thank you for your all the answer. Okay. We move to the next. Zia. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So how did your interaction with Malaysian students shape your understanding about cross-cultural communication?
I learned the importance of adapting different communication styles. Sometimes, even though we spoke the same language, certain word has a different meaning. Like senang,
Huh?
senang in Indonesia means happy, but
Okay.
senang here means easy,
All
right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to be careful in conversations.
Okay. Like a double meaning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what aspect of Malaysian culture do you appreciate the most?
I love the multicultural because here's Chinese, Indians, Malay. Di Indonesia itu nggak ada. Di sini ada Deepavali,
Ah,
Chinese New Year
yeah.
juga banyak bunga api. Di Indonesia nggak terlalu banyak bunga api.
Beza, eh?
Iya, beda. And here my first experience to know that Deepavali.
All right. Okay. Okay. So did you encounter any stereotype about Indonesian in Malaysia?
Yeah, some Malaysian assume all Indonesian were
Hmm.
all from Java.
Okay.
Apa ya? Indonesian from Java comes here to work, but I took the opportunity to study here, not to work.
Okay.
I think it's the rich culture, right? Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for the next question, anyone can answer this, right? Okay. So looking back, how this experience change your perception in Malaysia?
Nowadays, I see Malaysia as a diverse and dynamic country. Although we share many similarities, right, between Malaysian and Indonesian, so I have to appreciate it because it have a unique identity that Malaysia have development. I think.
All right. Okay. So for your advice lah, for your the maybe next student. Okay. So what your advice would you give to future Indonesia student if they want to joining inbound program in Malaysia? Maybe for the next future.
Okay. So my advice would be to keep an open-minded, interact with locals, and get involved in student activities. So don't be afraid to step out for your comfort zone.
All right.
That's
Okay. Okay. If given the chance, will you participate in another exchange program in Malaysia, especially in UITM?
Absolutely, yes. Because it was a life changing experience that helped me to grow from my academic, social, and of course my personality.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear from you.
Yes.
Okay, lastly, how do you think this cross-cultural experience will benefit your future career?
It has improved my adaptability and communication skills, which are essential in today's global job market. And for the big benefit, maybe saya di sini bisa mendapat relasi yang besar dan pastinya internasional. Jadi maybe in the future bisa membantu kami untuk mendapatkan pekerjaan atau experience lain. Kalau semisal kita ada student mobility lagi, maybe our student exchange, and now feel more.
So make sure you give orang kata good experience lah for your next future atau for your next batch, right? Okay, so that's conclude our interview session. Thank you so much for your sharing experience and insight. It was truly valuable to hear about your journey.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, madam, for having
having
us.
us.
I hope our experience can help the future student to prepare for the inbound program maybe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I wish you all the best in your future journey. Terima kasih.
Sama-sama.